When there's a lot of information in the workbook, it is difficult to read. And the reason behind this is that all cell content uses the same formatting by default. Basic formatting can customize the look and feel of your workbook, allowing you to draw attention to the specific sections and make your content easier to view and understand. You can also apply number formatting to tell Excel exactly what type of data you're using in the workbook, such as percentages, currency, and so on. Without wasting time, let's get on to it and understand it by doing. We will start with how to change font. Though it is the easiest one in formatting, and most of you might already know, but for who doesn't know, please pay attention. By default, the font of each new workbook is set to Calibri. However, Excel provides many other fonts you can use to customize your cell text. In the example, we will format our cell to help distinguish it from the rest of the worksheet. First of all, let's say we have some data here in the workbook. Let's say name of someone, say Amit, in this cell. Now look very closely. The cell is selected. If I click on another cell, then that one would get selected. But to format any specific cell of your choice, we have to select that by clicking it on it like this. Click the drop down arrow next to the font command on the Home tab. The font drop down menu will appear. Select the desired font. As you can see, a live preview of the a new font is appearing as you hover the mouse over different options. In this example, we will choose Garamond. Now the text is changed to this selected font. Well, that's it. But one very important thing that you must know when creating a workbook in the workplace is that you will want to select a font that is easy to read. Along with Calibri, the standard reading fonts include Cambria, Times New Roman, and Arial. Next, we will learn how to change the font size. Just like last time, we have to select the cell which you want to modify. Click the drop-down arrow next to the font size command on the Home tab. The font size drop-down menu will appear like this. Select the desired font size. A live preview of the new font size will appear as you hover the mouse over different options. In our example, we will choose 16 to make the text larger. You can also use the increase font size and decrease font size commands or enter the custom font size using your keyboard. Next, we will learn how to change the font color. Select the cell or cells you want to modify. Click the drop-down arrow next to the font color command on the Home tab. The color menu will appear. Select the desired font color. Again, a live preview of the new font color will appear as you hover the mouse over different options. In our example, we will choose green. As you can see, the text color is changed. Select more colors at the bottom of the menu to access additional color options. Now, what if you want to change the text into bold, italic, or make it underlined? Well, the first step is similar. Select the desired cell. You can simply select the bold, italic, or underline command on the Home tab. In our example, we will make the selected cells bold, italic, or underline one by one. You can see when we clicked on bold font, it changed to bold, and similarly with italic and underlined. Whatever style you selected will be applied to the text. You can also press Ctrl B on your keyboard and make selected text bold. For italics, you will use Ctrl I, and for underline, you will select Ctrl U. Next, you will learn text alignment. By default, any text entered into your worksheet will be aligned to the bottom left of the cell, while any numbers will be aligned to the bottom right. Changing the alignment of your cell content allows you to choose how the content is displayed in any cell, which can make your cell content easier to read. As you can see on the screen, if I write something in character or text, it gets aligned to the bottom left, and if it is a number, it gets aligned to bottom right. But what if you want to change the positions? So first, we will look at horizontal positions or alignment. You can see here in alignment options, there are multiple options, and the first one is selected by default. If you want to make it center aligned, simply click on the second option. And in case you want to make it on the right side, you select the third option, as you can see on the screen. What if you want to shift the text up or down or create a more polished look and further distinguish it from the rest of the worksheet? Don't worry, Excel allows you to do that as well. By default, it is aligned to the bottom, but you can select from these three options. Let's say I want it in the center, then I will select the middle align option. Similarly, you can use the other two options to realign the text. Next thing is formatting. In the formatting part, that you should really know is how to modify the cell borders and make it colorful. Cell borders and fill colors allow you to create clear and defined boundaries for different sections of your worksheet. Further, we will add cell borders and cell color to our header cells to help distinguish them from the rest of the worksheet. Let's first look at how we can add a border to a cell. Select the cells you want to modify. Click the drop-down arrow next to the Borders command on the Home tab. The Borders drop-down menu will appear. Select the border style you want to use. In our example, let's say we want to choose to display thick outside borders. That's it. As you can see, the border is changed for this cell. You can also draw borders and change the line style and color of the borders with the Draw Borders tool, which is at the bottom of the Borders drop-down menu. Also, if you do not want any border, you can use the Delete Border option to delete them. Now to the color of a cell. We will use the Fill Color option. Select the cell or the cells you want to modify. Click the drop-down arrow next to the Fill Color command on the Home tab. The Fill Color menu will appear. Select the fill color you want to use. A live preview of the new fill color will appear as you hover the mouse over different options. In our example, we will choose light green. The selected fill color will appear in the selected cells, as you can see on the screen. Next thing which we are going to learn is personally my favorite. If you like to copy paste, it's very helpful because when you copy anything from web or somewhere, you bring the formatting as well. And it might look odd if you are copying from different places. If you want to copy the formatting from one cell to another, you can use the Format Painter command on the Home tab. When you click the Format Painter, it will copy all the formatting from the selected cell. You can then click and drag over any cell you want to paste the formatting to. Well, let me show you that with an example to make it better for you. As you can see on the screen, I have a color and different font in these two cells. But what if I want to make them identical? I will simply select the cell and click on the Format button and then select the cell on which I want to apply, as you can see on the screen. Let me do that once again for you. Well, that's it, you can select more than one cell to apply it like this. Instead of formatting cells manually, you can use Excel's pre-designed cell styles. Cell styles are a quick way to include professional formatting for different parts of your workbook, such as titles and headers. But first, let me put some values in 4 cells and then I'll show you. Well, now we have first and the last names in these cells. These are headers. Now select the cells you want to modify. In this case, I want the headers to be modified. Click the Cell Styles command on the Home tab, then choose the desired style from the drop-down menu. In our example, we will choose Accent 1. The selected cell style will appear as you can see on the screen. Well, you should know that applying a cell style will replace any existing cell formatting except for text alignment. You may not want to use cell styles if you have already added a lot of formatting to your workbook. One of the most powerful tools in Excel is the ability to apply specific formatting for text and numbers. Instead of displaying all cell content in exactly the same way, you can use formatting to change the appearance of dates, times, decimals, percentages, currency, and much more. It is called number formatting. In this example, we will change the number format for several cells to modify the way dates are displayed. As you can see, there are a number of dates in the cells. Select the cells you want to modify. Click the drop-down arrow next to the number format command on the Home tab. The number formatting drop-down menu will appear. Select the desired formatting option. In our example, we will change the formatting to long date. The selected cells will change to the new formatting style. For some number formats, you can then use the increase decimal and decrease decimal commands below the number format command, of course, to change the number of decimal places that are displayed. Let me show you an example for this. Let's say we have a decimal number 4.256233. Now, if you click this option, it will reduce the number of points after decimal and vice versa. You can practice and learn about different text and number formatting options. In the next part of the lecture, you will learn about conditional formatting.